Hello guys, and welcome to the second and final part of this two-part series where I'm playing the game Hearts of Iron 4, which, if you don't know, is a fantastic World War II simulator. I would definitely recommend it. And today we're going to be playing the Spanish Civil War, and we'll be attempting to win it as the Republicans, which is quite a feat, to be honest. Originally, these two parts were meant to be one video, but I decided to split it in half because the final product was a little too long. So I would definitely recommend checking out the first part to get a hang of what's going on. Without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into the episode. I hope you enjoy it. So I thought I'd just update you on the situation. So as you can see, we've spread out. Oh, zoomed out way too far. Let me just zoom back in. So we spread out fairly nicely here at the back of the southern parts. So we've consolidated the territory fairly well. I'm just going to back up this province so we can't get encircled here. And when we take this, we'll have these 3 units encircled. These guys are already encircled. Hopefully we can finish them off. They were just hanging around here. I don't know what the point of them being here was, but at the end of the day, it was useful to them when we broke through around the back. Here we're being pushed back, but for a moment this was one of the earlier divisions that I sent round. I thought the dream could happen and I could go all the way to Sevilla, but it wasn't to be. So it looks like when we finish this initial kind of push around the back, we can, and maybe also this encirclement, we can focus on finishing off everything that's left here in the south, and also relieving Madrid, because this is not going away. And after that, we can start pushing really towards this. Yeah, but basically towards Galicia and finishing them off. If we can deal with the south here, I don't really see how we can lose the war. His words could come back to bite me, but that's my opinion, apparently. Oh, that's not good, is it? Okay, so it looks like these guys need some help. We'll send... No, they're going to be attacking. Okay, what can we do here? Well, we can send these guys over to help. Says we're losing, but it's still 86, so with another division. And again, possibly, I'm not going to go all out on this, but we could link them up here in the north, and then this will no longer be encircled. If these guys seem to be doing fine on their own, really, nothing. I don't think they've lost any territories. So that's great. Can actually probably start pushing back, but I'm not going to be too hasty on that front. So yeah, let's see where this cheeky encirclement, well, it's not quite an encirclement, but this move around the back will lead us, because potentially it could be a war-winning strategy here. So it's been a little while, September now, and everything's going pretty much perfectly. We've managed to consolidate this as sort of ground to a stalemate, and I was focusing on this so much that I didn't realize that we've actually relieved the northern part of Madrid that was taken, which is great because it shortens the front line and it frees up some units that I can then use to advance in the south here. So pretty much the plan, we now just have to devise a plan how we can defeat the nationalists in the most efficient and effective way. So I was planning to encircle this little outpost that they had here by taking this, but then they put 3 divisions there, so I decided that it might just be easier to take this one and still encircle 2 divisions. That's still going to be quite nice. So I have these 2 free units. I'm not sure what would be the most rational thing to do with them. This unit here. Okay, so this is not going well. Yeah, it does take some time to do all this micromanaging, which is a bit annoying. Here, I was thinking of cutting them off, but we just don't have enough divisions. I'm realizing that this one province is making my front line quite a lot longer, whereas if we can take this back, then it'll be a lot shorter here. We've got this sort of bit of a dream plan. If we can take this province, we then threaten Sevilla, which is a real gem. The gem here in the south, really city. How many victory points? 10, so not bad. If we can take this, then we'll also possibly threaten encirclement. It's a bit of a stretch, but if we can take here, then we split them in half. In the south, that's pretty much over at that point. So yeah, in the north, it's not going too badly. We haven't lost any territory. I've been doing a little bit of micromanaging to make sure that no, like this keeps having to get reinforced, and for some reason my divisions just don't fancy being stationed there. Realistically, at this point, I've got to abandon the plan of linking up, at least for now. They seem to be doing well again. Okay, well that's sort of threatened, but I'm not too. Again, I've just left them. I haven't even assigned a general. Actually, this is perfect timing to record because yeah, I've gone for the armament effort as my next focus. I can now change something here for 150. Let's see how many defense that would be acceptable. Fine. I don't really need much of this. What does this give us? We have a lot of army experience, but there's nothing really to do with it. Okay, what about these? Communist support. This would be nice. I'm sort of balancing between, yeah, you know what, I'll go for the army defense. Also, the manpower sorted out. I think I hit 0 manpower a few months ago, which was horrible. Obviously, this isn't real months, for those who don't know. It's the game months. So yeah, everything seems to be going quite well. Hopefully by the next time I jump in to update you, we would pretty much be on the road to victory. So yes, So we have actually done it. They've been encircled, and what's even better is, you know, I told you last time that I was going to go for the smaller encirclement, but they ended up pouring more divisions into here just as I was about to take it. So then I quickly swapped my plans and went for the larger encirclement, and there you go, 5 divisions. So we'll get that cleared up, and then it's really only a matter of time before before the whole southern half falls, and then it's just pushing up in the north, which will be fun. So I've got 2 kind of strategies here. I can either use these 7 units and focus first on, you know, finishing off the 5 units that I've encircled, which would be a slightly more passive plan, or I could take a bit of a risk here and charge down here, because this is fairly undefended, and possibly split them in half, if that could be done. So 2 sort of decisions here. The risk of going down here, these could potentially break out, so I'll probably do both with a slightly smaller advancement down here, but then maybe advance would be a better word, and still kind of trying to also deal with these 5 encircled divisions. In other places, I mean, we have no units here, but they're clearly not pushing in. Like in some places, again, this has been empty. No one's trying to take that. This doesn't look very likely that we. Oh well, we're not using this division, so that could be helpful. Our units are getting trained more. Like we've got a lot of, if we select all of them under this field marshal, got a lot of regulars and just trained units. So regulars level 3, which means they actually get bonuses in battle, and then the clover, which are they're the worst ones. They're the ones that haven't been trained. So that's just trained, which they don't get any bonuses. If you're on the lowest level, then you're actually going to get a minus 25% in your battles. That's not good. So that's what we started off with at the start. All of our units were pretty much that, and now because they've been fighting, they've now got more experience, and they're actually packing a little more of a punch. He says, showing this border with all of them being red. But again, this is not in a high priority list. So yeah, it's going quite well. Let's see how this ends up. Okay, so there's been a lot going on since I last recorded. As you can see, we're still wearing away at these little figure of 8. Not really, well, kind of nearly. The encircled division, so we're still wearing away at them. In the south, there's been 2 major breakthroughs. The first one, well, in terms of chronological order, was from the Nationalists. They broke through this province, well, saying breakthrough, there wasn't anyone defending it, and they managed to take a few provinces around here, which was annoying, but actually a bit frightening, edging closer to Madrid. I was having sort of flashbacks of, you know, that moment when it was the other way around, they were coming from the north, but we managed to deal with that, partially because I could send units over to defend, and also because they for some reason stopped and turned around. Well, not literally around, but they didn't continue on to Madrid, which was a blessing. Again, the problem is, see, like, this, I've sent a unit over to help, because if they break through, I don't have any divisions here, so again, potentially could, you know, start tearing through, which is going to be disastrous. The other breakthrough was, yeah, because we just don't have quite enough divisions to, you know, handle all this front very well, and some places it's spread very thinly, like, no division defending this. Here we had another breakthrough, and we managed to slice through here, and now we've sort of branched off into two branches and a breakthrough here, but that's because they sent this unit over to help here, because I was threatening encircling the unit which broke through originally. A lot of things going on. So yeah, we're probably going to encircle them over here, and that will encircle, what, 3, 4 if you count this one. But I've had to recall this division, which was one of the ones that broke through, to help with stopping this from actually encircling our encirclement. I guess if we do manage to connect it, then we won't be encircled, but, you know, break it, so it won't be very good. I think I've sent, like, another division from... Oh yeah, I've sent this to attack, which will hopefully actually divert him if we manage to clash. And then this guy is going for a bit of a wild one. Let's see if we can take Sevilla, if we're lucky. No, we'll have to be pretty lucky, but could happen. I mean, these guys look like they could actually be defeated. That would be pretty bad. But, so yeah, let's see how it goes. If we managed, the perfect outcome would be we could stop that potential breakthrough up there. I've sent a division over to help. It's frozen currently, but I'll just, and then finish this encirclement up here, and potentially even take Sevilla, but I guess if they then devote enough divisions, they could probably push me. I'm not sure how that's going to end up. So yeah. We've literally just taken Sevilla, so technically this should be a massive high point, but unfortunately, it's not really that good. They sort of, I guess they sort of panic of the AI and they're sending loads of people from divisions. So I'm not sure how I'll manage to keep this without getting cut off. This guy's going to help, but they're sort of sending units to both this province and this province, and I'd rather hold this province. So unfortunately, this division might be getting encircled and destroyed. But I guess we did take Sevilla. I think actually a couple of my units are in the fourth level, which are seasoned. I think the one after that is veterans, so they're going to be really powerful. I don't quite know which ones they are, but you know, they are getting well trained. See, the big problem with making all these breakthroughs and pretty sizable encirclements is that my line stretch is pretty thin, very thin in some places. This has been relieved, which is good. And I just don't really have enough divisions to deal with it. I'm waiting out for this to be over, because there's about maybe 10 divisions just trying to deal with this. They would really be helpful on some of these fronts, because they can really, you know, they can break out of these encirclements pretty easily. So it's very, it's going to be very difficult to try to keep up this level of success. So sometimes, you know, slow and steady would be advantageous to these sort of massive territorial grabs that I'm doing. And in the end, it's not all that stable. Still pressing this. It was like, oh no, that's not good. That is not good. Okay, so evidently, I've just noticed this guy is trying to take this province, so maybe, actually, it would be better just to attack him. I've learned that, because it's going to be quicker to get to him, and that's going to slow him down. That would probably be advantageous. So yeah, maybe if I just sort of slowly, kind of war attrition style, just pushed him back, that would have been better. Speaking of attrition, my line down here, if you look at this stretch, that hasn't moved since the start of the war, which is now like half a year. Yeah, it started like in like March, so wow, yeah. I could go for some sort of breakthrough here and link these up and get another big encirclement, but at the end of the day, probably not likely, and really, it wouldn't bring that much glory to me. If we look at the war stats, I've had more casualties, but it's not too far. obviously you can see that they're close to capitulation because we've taken a lot of their cities, but when they retake Sevilla, which I'm assuming is going to probably happen, a bit pessimistic, but you know, probably, yeah, it's probably what's going to happen, then that will jump back up because it's worth quite a lot of points. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, so again, a few things have happened. As I predicted, this little advance into Sevilla wasn't going to last very long. We've been cut off pretty significantly, but we've still kept Sevilla for some reason. They tried to attack. Looks like we managed to fend them off. So I'm just going to try to hold this as long as I can, really. Yeah, so it's not great. I think we've lost this province and this province, but on the other hand, we've managed to encircle this here, which isn't the best thing that could have happened, but it's not too bad either. Or you know what, maybe, no, yeah, we lost this province, and this was the key one, because this was encircling these guys. But as I was saying, you don't need all these encirclements just for the sake of it. I feel like I was sort of getting a bit obsessed with that. It's not that necessary, but the big thing that happened was we managed to take out the final bits of their units in this province. So now we have like 10 divisions left over, which are going to have a great impact on the front down here. So hopefully we'll be finished with these guys fairly soon. I'm not sure how long it'll take. These guys are really undersupplied, and so are these. Okay, I'll see what I can do. I don't know how long it'll take, but hopefully by Christmas, at least, maybe like in a month, these guys will be finished, and then we can just divert all our units to the north, and that will also hopefully be quite easy. Maybe speaking too soon, but I'm feeling pretty optimistic. It looks like we're probably going to win here. Okay, so here we are again. Realizing that my estimates of this, us clearing up the south by Christmas were a little optimistic, as you can see. It's the 19th of December and we haven't got that far, so it shows how this really is kind of a stalemate. I've managed to encircle these guys twice, so let's see how we can deal with them. And the plan is going, so that's nice. I said that twice. Never mind. So what my kind of routine here is, encircling some divisions, focusing a lot of units on clearing them up once they're encircled, then moving those units over to the main front line, pushing on the main front line, then encircling again, and repeat, which takes a while. The troops stationed in Sevilla, I'm not sure when the last update was, so I might be repeating myself. Well, they were destroyed fairly quickly, but I managed to probe in with another division again when it got encircled. But I'm thinking I could probably try my luck and try to go for Sevilla again. I know, just for the sake of it. So yeah, let's see how this one works out. I'm hoping I can finish this video fairly soon, because it's taking quite a lot of time. So if you could drop a like below and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. So yeah. Okay, so somehow I managed to break through here without me even focusing on the north, this area, not even trying, and then I just finished off the encirclement. I guess when you've got a veteran division, which is level 5, they're getting a plus 75 modifier in combat, so like nearly the equivalent of 2 divisions, and that's 2 regular training, not the clovers, which I actually get minus 25%. So yeah, not surprising, but still pretty surprising considering I wasn't even really ordering them to attack or anything. So then I just finished off the encirclement. So yeah, these guys are fairly in quite a tough spot here. So we're just going to finish them off, which might take a while. But as you can see, it's finally turned green. So the enemy is actually inferior. So at this point, it's pretty much over. So it's been nearly a year, in maybe a month and a half. It'll be a year since the war started, and it looks like we're winning. Speaking about the south, we definitely outnumber them, and they're then quite just the territories controlled by them are fairly small. So if we can just push on enough fronts, then we could probably finish them off fairly soon. Even though I have been saying that for quite a while, but maybe by the summer. I'll give you that. And then when you finish them off, so there's a lot, but it's pretty much over. So yeah, it's going great. Okay, so the southern front has really completely broken down for the nationalists here. We've taken Sevilla, and this might be the third time, and we're definitely not going to lose it this time. Or if we do, things have definitely gone badly wrong. But yeah, it's pretty much over. We've encircled this. I was going to say 1 unit, but it's actually 3 units. So it's a lot of units. And then this is going to be over fairly soon. So yeah, I actually beat my target there. I said probably the summer. Currently 30th of March. So yeah, did well. And nothing's really changed in the. Well, things have changed because clearly they've actually taken this province, and Madrid is threatened again, but not particularly. I'll send these guys to help. So yeah, just noticed that. So technically some excitement over here, but I don't think it's going to really amount to anything. I think Madrid's pretty safe. So again, everything's going perfectly. And there you go, the last outpost of nationalist resistance in the south is out to get destroyed. Really looking promising here, if I'm going to be honest. So we've broken through here. Basically, I think they just can't really hold us back anymore. It's sort of steamrolling them at this point. So we're about to take Zaragoza, which is definitely their biggest city left. Only three points, but it's their only real urban location. I mean, the capital is Burgos, but that's. I love how these guys, absolute heroes, they basically haven't taken a step back. They've just been there the whole time, and they've survived. We're breaking through here pretty nicely. It could be possible that we could take this province, then this one, and we've actually joined up with the guys in the north. And at that point, it's definitely over because these guys are then encircled in Galicia, and we can take that. And yeah, at that point, it's over. I've scheduled a small naval invasion of this one unit because I'm assuming they don't have anyone here in Africa. Just because this is maybe an urban location and, again, worth the same as Zaragoza, so I thought, why not? But I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, so let's see about that. Yeah, it's going to be over, definitely, well, by the end of the year, yes, of course, but probably by the autumn, yeah. Again, could be a bit optimistic, but let's see how it goes. We've managed to complete the fabled link up here with our northern territories, so that's definitely even worse, adding insult to injury for the nationalists. And we've also quite soon after taking Zaragoza, we encircled quite a lot of divisions here, pretty much finishing them off now. So yeah, they're pretty much in full retreat. If you look at how close they are to surrendering, they've still got a bit left. But if we could take their capital, Burgos, I mean, that's a solid 3 points. What about this city? Because it's quite exposed. Also 3, so that's a good 6 points. And then if we can get to this port, that's actually quite a lot. It's 5 points, so that would be nice. And I've just realized, like, a reason why this is so easy is because if you look at my divisions, like, there's barely any left which are just regular. Most of them are actually in the veteran level, which is insane. So obviously, with most of your divisions getting plus 75, and look, these are actually maxed out veterans. So like, it's full, but there's no other level. So like that, they're going to be pretty powerful. If your army on the whole is going to be really powerful if all of your divisions are getting a plus 75 modifier in attack. So yeah, it's going well. All right, looks like we're breaking through around Galicia, so these 2 cities might just be sitting ducks there for our taking, and that brings us just that little bit closer to finishing this video, and yeah, winning the Civil War. So I figured I'd just stick the recording on for these final hours, not literal hours, I meant in-game hours of the war. And the video, so looks like this is, I mean, we took the 2 cities, so there's not much more we need there. And as you can see, they are pretty much done. We can just get 1 more victory point, and that's it. And luckily, there's this 1 city, which is worth 1 victory point. So hopefully, if we throw enough divisions at it, that's gonna be it. We are genuinely so close to taking it right now. There you go. It's over. We've done it. And was there really any doubt of our success is the question. And I guess there's no real right answer. But that's to show you that a little bit of perseverance and a few hours of your time could, you know, push you through quite a difficult war where you were probably at a disadvantage at the start. So I'm quite happy with this, and I'm happy with the video how the video turned out in the end. So I'll see how it does. And if you want to see more of this content, or if you just enjoyed the video, or if you enjoy my content in general, maybe some of my Call of War videos, that's what my channel has done before this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That'll be much appreciated. A lot of effort has gone into this video. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.